In this week's episode, we return to the lower Flinders Ranges. We've based ourselves at the Brendleby Ranges this time. Our aim this week is to tackle the extremely challenging Billy Goats Ridge. Sean cooks with the owner, the project car's taking shape nicely, and we catch up with an old mate in Burra. He's now a local tour guide and he gives us a private tour. Welcome to 4x4 Aussie Mates.
Brendleby Ranges is an adventure tourism destination located on a working station in the Flinders Ranges, an easy 3.5 hours drive north of Adelaide. It is owned and run by Warren and Jane Luckraft.
They offer serenity and tranquility in an unspoilt natural environment with remote campsites nestled amongst gum-lined creeks and set into the hills of the Brendleby Ranges. Exhilarating four-wheel drive tracks, bushwalking, mountain biking and birdwatching are some of the most exciting activities on offer here. Panoramic views from the two rugged mountain ranges will delight your senses, with views towards Lake Frome, Wilpena Pound and the surrounding countryside. Brendleby Ranges has various self-drive four-wheel drive tours, varying from 1 to 5 hours. There are many four-wheel drive tracks to keep you busy for more than a couple of days, ranging from beginner tracks to the very challenging. Terrain varies from hills to plains with excellent views towards Lake Frome and Wilpena Pound. They supply maps and extra information on arrival and talk to you about the condition of the tracks before you set off. Today, we're going to drive the Ridge Top track, considered a high skill level track.
We're just coming up, we're right on the ridge. These rocks are as big as dinner plates with a lot of loose rocks mixed in between, and I'm just watching Jack just drop away from me. It's a nice little steep section on the other side which should be a bit of fun to go up, but the views from here are absolutely unbeatable. I'm just got it in first low and we're just going to crawl down here. I'll just watch Jack go up the other side. He's done a good job, but he's moved a few rocks, so hopefully I can still get enough traction. This is steep. This is real steep. I'm just going to crawl up again in first. I'm going to have to give it a little bit just here. Oh, you can... Oh! Oh. Shit, there goes my awning. Oh, that was intense. That was a steep, loose rock section. Now we've got, when you come up, you got to go down. Just let her take herself down again in first. Low range is a great thing. How's that? Literally feel like you're on top of the world.
So we've come up a fair way. We're at 613, 14, 15. It's climbing. 619 metres. 20. Oh, that's weird. It's going straight up. Oh no. 618 metres. Just about to say when are we going to come down, and you can't see it, but it is almost vertical. I honestly can't see the bottom. I can't even see it over my bull bar. So boys, we're just gonna drive off the cliff here because it's absolutely vertical. That's fucked. Oh, I've got to get a photo. Photos take it out of perspective though. No one really gets it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You can't get the perspective in a photo because this is off its head. So I just in first low range and just gonna walk it down, just feather the brakes every now and then, just to catch it. Because if you use them too much, you start to feel the back overtake the front and just try and slide around you. Keep your wheels straight. Just keep trying to slowly maneuver yourself. You don't want to get them all crossed up. There's a few big holes here. I'm in the wrong spot. I so am not on the right line. A big rock. There we go. Oh, hey mate, how you going? Nearly lost the mirror. It's all good.
So Tristan, what are you doing?
Putting in the rear cargo barrier. We've got these weird little mounts. Got to try and figure out how to. So I've got my point where it's got to be, but I don't know. They're just weird.
So why do we need a rear cargo barrier?
Well, once we stack everything up on top of the drawers, we don't want everything falling forward on us while we're driving along on the tracks. Just hold everything back, separate the two.
Nearly there?
Nearly there. Should all just slide into place now. So I just finished screwing down the Iron Man fridge slide, which holds the 50 litre fridge, and all pretty sturdy now, and that works very nicely.
So Warren, I heard you had your favourite recipe to pass out on to me. What is it?
Haha, right, Sean. So what we're going to do tonight is kangaroo with garlic and butter and a quandong glaze.
Oh, that's a bit fancy.
Yeah,
that's a bit fancy. I've never done a glaze before.
No. And it's a very simple glaze too. How do we get a glaze?
How do we get a glaze? I've never made one before. How do we do it?
So the raw material.
The quandongs.
Yep. So we cook the quandongs for a start. So we've peeled the quandong. So we stew them with sugar, a little bit of water, and basically you boil the bejesus out of them. What we would have done a little bit earlier on was added a few chilies.
Chilies.
Oh, you're right onto it, aren't you? Done this before.
Oh, all right. So we're going to put this, where are we going with this?
Pop them in, see what happens.
So what do we have to do to turn this into a glaze?
Right.
We sieve.
You do it. Yep, you sieve.
All right, so.
And I'll just sit back and I've got a beer here actually.
All right, well you get into the beer.
I'll have a beer.
I'll do the hard work.
Yeah, could take you a couple of hours I suppose, but anyway, whatever.
I'm going to ladle it, so I'm not going to spill it everywhere.
Into it, where's some beer here? Good.
I hope you got one of those beers for me once we're done.
Yeah.
Here. Beautiful.
Righto, try that now. Oh, you've done this before.
We'll push that through. So what's coming through here is the palm sugar and the real strong flavours of the quandong, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've got as much glaze, I think, as we can get out of that.
Yep. Done well.
Okay, so Warren, what's the next step in the process? Is it to go out and cook this kangaroo?
Yep, definitely. So
how are we going to do that?
We're going to do it on a flat plate.
Yep.
Hot
on
plate.
the barbie?
Barbie plate. Yep.
Beautiful.
Sure. Yep.
What's the technique?
I'll show you when you get there, I reckon.
All right.
What do you reckon?
We're gonna go out and cook this kangaroo. So Warren, we're out here now at the barbecue. We've got a nice hot plate going, but first, I reckon we've got to season that glaze.
Right.
So how are we gonna do that, mate?
Well, we just happen to have a lovely glass of Brendleby Cab Sav here.
So we'll just add a little splash of the red wine here. A little bit of salt and pepper as well, do you think?
Oh, I would say so.
All right.
Looks good.
All right. So that red wine's pretty local to the area?
Yep, too right.
All right.
Produced locally, and the winemaker Angela does a wonderful job.
Roll that round.
Yeah, the plate's good, isn't it?
That's good having a nice big hot plate to cook with.
Righto, let's incorporate a bit of garlic. Sean?
Yep. There we go.
Looking pretty good. Right. Alright. What we're trying to do now is just basically coat the kangaroo.
Yep.
So it has that nice
Buttery,
garlicky and caramelly sort of coating.
Yep.
So just keep turning them. We're not actually cooking it, so we're going
Okay.
to try and coat it all. That's good. So move it around, get a nice coating. You can quarter turn it.
Yep. Get it on the edge there.
Yep. Right. So the secret, my boy, is like here.
All right. You show me.
Yep.
You're the expert.
So we're going to just diagonally cut the meat into small portions.
Yep.
So I'm going to call those cooked.
Cooked. Oh,
Yep.
really? All
Yep.
right. So they're ready to come off.
Yep, pretty much. You got to go hard now, man.
Oh,
All right? Or you're going home.
Oh.
That's the rules. Good. I'll just probably have a glass of red and
You just kick back and relax,
Stand
mate.
back.
I've got this.
you have, haven't you? You got it nailed, all right? It's looking good. Just cut yourself a tiny little bit off as you're going and
Just
just try, yep.
I'll put it up here just
No.
just to rest a little bit. I don't want to burn me
You'll
tongue
be right.
just yet.
No, you'll be right.
You reckon?
Yeah, go for it. It's best eaten straight off the plate.
Oh.
Hmm?
That's superb.
I would have thought so. Yep, good on you.
And just like that.
Done. All done. Well, Sean, what do you reckon?
There we go, mate. We'll give the boys a taste test. So,
Yep.
Miles, Jack, Tristan, come over here and get your gear around this, mate. Grab a fork,
What do I got to do? Just stab it?
grab a piece,
No.
shoo those flies away, mate.
Looks good, Sean. You've done a good job this time, mate.
Mate, Warren's giving me an absolute hand and a half.
Whoa.
Try that.
Are you sure you weren't giving Warren a hand?
Lots of sauce?
Oh, I don't know. Try that.
That's
It's actually a glaze, not a sauce, mate.
He did it
Oh,
all
Oh,
on his
Tristan,
own.
you got the double banger. Only you would, mate.
Accidents.
never happened.
What do we think?
Don't watch
amazing.
this.
That's good.
That was really good. Seconds, I think.
Mate,
Get out of it.
I cooked it. We've got to share some around, I think.
That's delicious, Sean.
Boys,
Well done, Warren.
Oh,
Thank you.
Warren,
No,
sorry.
no. He's the man, mate.
thanks,
No, he's
boys.
the man. No.
Now, Warren, we're going to go have a look at this amazing sunset. But when we get back, we're going to cook some more of this, aren't we? Serve it up with a nice salad, and we'll give the boys a taste of this beautiful local cab sav.
Good. Yep, why not? Let's do it.
Let's go.
Couldn't think of anything better, Sean.
All right. Let's
We're
go,
off.
boys.
One of the cool things they offer at the Brendleby Ranges is Warren will take you up to watch the sunset at the north-south ridge. I reckon it's an awesome place just to sit back, watch the sunset, enjoy a beer, have a snack. It's a great way to end the day.
The sunset. Look at the view, mate. And the shoot.
fancy South Australian long steaks. I've never seen these long steaks before, but
Are you really sure? You're not going to get one of them,
oh,
Are you recording, Mark?
With over 20 full drive tracks on this marvellous property, there was one that really stood out for us and we've got to give it a crack, and we're heading out to it now, and that's the Billy Goats Ridge track. After just a few hundred metres, you get to see the scale of the enormity of this track. It's like riding the backbone of a huge giant. As you climb, you think you're on top of the world. You look beyond your bonnet, but all you can see is blue sky. I led the team only to become stuck and had to ask for backup to get me over the big boulder on the track. Once a line was established, it seemed easier for everyone else. Sean was great at guiding us up. As you ascend, you get the feeling you're on a very thin slip of land. One false move could send us tumbling down the hillside. Even the camera crew decided to get out and film rather than stay in the cars.
Alright. Yes, there's only one way to get up there.
This is what the brochure from the property says about Billy Goat Ridge. The Billy Goat Ridge offers the ultimate four-wheel drive adventure. It challenges all drivers and all vehicles. It takes challenging paths along narrow rocky ridges. The views are spectacular, but it's the four-wheel drive dream, rated as one of the best four-wheel drive tracks in the Flinders Ranges. The track goes on for what seems an eternity, then you're faced with a big drop off on the other side. Once completed, you can pick up a sticker. I've completed the Billy Goats Ridge. Surely that's a badge of achievement. On our way back to Melbourne, we're stopping off in Burra. We've got an old mate, Brody, and he's going to show us around the town.
In 1851, Burra was Australia's first surveyed mining town and the largest inland town in the country. Burra is one of Australia's most significant historic towns, with a collection of historic buildings providing an excellent insight into the methods and lifestyles of a 19th century mining community. The South Australian Mining Association commenced mining operations in 1845. By 1850, Burra was home to the largest mine in Australia and produced 5% of the world's copper. Production declined after 1860 and it fully stopped in 1867. And from 1870, that's when the mine became open cut and they used the open cut method.
so that's sort of what we see here behind us here.
That is open cut.
Open cut. So this is one of the buildings that is one of the Cornish pump houses?
Yes, there are three. This is the only one that's been renovated. As you can see, that one has not been.
Right there.
And then there was one way over there in the distance that they never even used. The mine behind me here is 34 metres deep from water level.
Wow.
So, you know, that's
pretty deep.
That's deep. It looks kind of green, But that's not because it's gross and disgusting. That's just because there's still a bit of copper left at the bottom of it, but not enough that was worth draining it for.
I reckon we'll go for a swim later and we'll dig a little bit of copper out, you reckon?
Go scrap it.
It's interesting you say that because there's a little known fact about Burra, but we actually train deep sea divers in there.
Inland deep sea diving. I like it. I like it.
We have a diving school in the north of Burra.
Yep.
And it's really deep and it's clear and it's perfect conditions for diving in.
They can collect a little bit of scrap as they go.
They can. It's a bonus. Redruth Jail, built in 1856, was the first jail in South Australia to be erected outside of Adelaide. It held accommodation for the turnkey, the jailkeeper, 30 prisoners up until its closure in 1894. The jail held both male and female prisoners, with the men on the left and the women on the right. And this is actually the male side that we're on right now. It was renovated and reopened as a girls' reformatory in 1897 before finally closing in 1922.
I like what they did putting all the glass bottles up there. It's a nice touch.
It is. And they've also blocked off the corner so you couldn't climb up the walls.
That's
and if you did, there'd be a nasty surprise anyway.
I read somewhere that this jail was featured in a pretty famous film.
Yes, the 1980 film Breaker Morant was filmed here. The jail plays a pretty important role in the film. The gates to the jail are blown off in the film, but obviously they couldn't actually blow up the heavily
Blow the real ones off?
No.
No.
So they built entirely new ones in front of them, and they blew them up, and the whole town gathered around that day. It was a big event for Burra.
Blowing the gates off the jail.
Yep.
That's good.
The Unicorn Brewery was built in 1873 on the site of an older brewery and served the town's 9 hotels. The original complex included a tall malting tower, offices, a workshop, and steam engines and a boiler to operate the pumps. The cellars were once a lot bigger, and there are still tunnels going under people's houses today, but they've since been restricted for safety reasons. To be honest, I find the cellars to be quite an eerie place, and evidently I'm not alone, as Wolf Creek 2, starring John Jarratt, was filmed here a few years ago.
Hey!
So, if you're freaked out by this place, go watch Wolf Creek 2 and all your nightmares of corpses lurking in the shadows can be brought to life.
We've got a pretty big corpse right here.
I would have loved to have come down here back in the day, not to scare people that much, but because it's just really cool down here. Speaking of cool, guys, I reckon it's beer o'clock.
Let's go grab a couple
Get on the roll. Let's go.
To Brody and to Burra.
Cheers, boys.
You're going to have to come down and visit us in Melbourne more often.
Oh, well, you can come and visit me in Burra too.
Mate, the tracks, we'll take you out on some of the tracks in Melbourne. They're pretty awesome, but not as good as what we've experienced the past couple of days.
We got some pretty good tracks down here too.
For this week's recipe and any information on our show, visit our website at 4x4aussiemates.com, subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram at 4x4 Aussie Mates.